Hey y'all again. Yeah, this is the bestest Tiara got because it's none but a kid's little Princess Tiara anyway. But the Tiara means it's time, at least for the Real Housewife of Beverly Hills, what is season 4, episode 2. And I don't know about y'all, but besides a couple points, whatever, it's really one of them drag on episodes, where you can possibly multitask and like clean up your house and everything. No offense, but it's kind of like, I don't know, this whole season's going to be a filler. But I want to really talk first about, Yolanda. She's still dealing with Lyme disease. She has a port ulnar in her heart, and that's really, I think, to port in like antibiotics and stuff. Now, the day of the surgery to have the port removed, she's got, she's doing this cleanse and everything else, and then her and her husband on her way to the hospital, and he was talking about the situations man invader man is being supportive of his wife and everything, and Yolanda's very successful. She's 7%, even because in for Lyme disease for her, she's been psychologically, mentally affected as well. So, she has to sit there and basically like you know, some of her concentration is messed up. And now, like I said, I don't know if we say videos way before. And by the way, my name's Tasha C. If y'all do, hi. But anyways, I know what it's like. Like I said, I'll do a video later on, maybe in a few months, whatever. But I do plan on doing it. Don't get me wrong. But I knew personally what it was like to like recover from an illness and mentally be affected by something affecting me physically as well. And having to recover from just from the trauma of the surgeries alone. So she, is trying to get herself together again. I guess she's supposed to be getting shots in afterwards, so they're able to move the port. It's not that much blood, and she's here walking around and getting back as normal, which is good. It was one little scene when she was in hospital. Her daughter, the one that's the model, I think Gigi was kind of exhausted. I don't know, if it was from eating or failing or whatever. So she, like I said, let's hope she's able to make a full recovery, especially dealing with a chronic illness. So, um, also with her at the end, it was one scene where you have Lisa has invited her and Brandy because, at least, yeah, her and Brandy, Yolanda, she's inviting Yolanda and Brandy to her house. And, they're just talking about the whole instance, like, how do you feel about cows? And she's just like, of course she's still a little, I can understand a little standoffish with her, especially since, this woman's basically calling her a liar. And other than that, I don't think. See, this is how real it is. I'm yawning and all, y'all, and especially since the episode just seems to drag on. But since a few you, or at least one of my subscribers was requesting this, I just want to go ahead and just did this. Ah, but that's with her situation. Now, Brandy is finally moving the house. Her mom's moving with her. She's happy to get herself together. Blah blah blah. But I would like to point out, is this just me or is this common? Now I noticed that I could have sworn Kim had used to have a housekeeper too. Now I know Yolanda had somebody named Blanca, Blanca, whatever, right? She seemed to fit a possible certain race, or possibly no Spanish, if you know what I mean, as a first or second language originally. And then also we go to Lisa's house, who also has a housekeeper that may know Spanish, if you get where this pattern is. And like I said, with Kim, even I think the beginning of last year or something like that, or before, I know that she looked like she might know Spanish too. So I'm like, damn, are these women of a certain race or whatever? Is the only reason why, only ones who keep housekeeping or these type of jobs and stuff? I'm just saying, like, I see some pattern. Okay, so going back to Brandy's situation, she's just talking to her mom, and her and her dad have beef. Her dad, I guess, is coming more grouchy since he's come older. He's seen some picture of her in her dress, and I guess Brandy, ends up getting some implants, and he basically was making a comment about her boob. He liked it with her boobs the way they were, or how she was, or accepting herself in the original format, instead of enhancing it. And so her and her dad, someone has beef, or whatever the case is going, and what else? Now she's writing, okay, like I said, I already had talked about the Lisa thing. Now, Lisa, still in Dancing with a Star. I think it's a season week. You got in the audience, you have Kyle, you have Kim, Kyle and her husband, sexy Margaret or Maurice, or I don't know if that's pronounced name, and you have Brandy there. and they have a celebration. You have it because Lisa was saying in the earlier scene, she felt like what is it, Gab or Gabe, whatever his name is. Her start is like that's the way she legitimately cheat without being actually cheating and stuff with this sexy dance partner that she has. No, Gab or whatever. So they're meeting actually Taylor, which I could have sworn I think she's not permanently citizen because now she's not a housewife of Beverly Hills anymore. Considering unfortunately tragic situations would happen with her, and we don't have to get into it with the situation with her. Well, you get what I'm saying with her ex. We can't even say exes. I don't know if they were divorced, but we all know God rest his peace and stuff with that situation. But she's happy now. Her lawyer, then when they were dealing with some of the woes, the financial woes. I think we remember for collateral they were asking for her wedding ring and stuff like that or whatever. And then the lawyer turns out that she was working with. This is the same thing like when Brandy was meeting a realtor and turning real. Somebody to well, it was totally opposite with the Brandy situation. Obviously, she was seeing him first, and then he was helping to get in the house. But in this case, it was the way around. Lloyd was working for Taylor, but it's good. Hope she found love, and hopefully she's happy, and you know, that she's together and found happiness, and she's in a better space, which it looks like. Because I first didn't even recognize her when at the table, because I don't think they put the credits up on her name quick enough. And I first was like, she looks familiar, but I don't know. It just made me look like the child gained 1 or 2 extra pounds, which is good and is needed. Because I was shocked to hear, because when Kyle was, came there talking about their healthy food, she was like, no, it's none of this healthy food. It's good. So for them to like fattening food and admit it on camera is a shocker itself, okay? And enjoy and actually eat it, even though that stuff looked like appetizers, maybe they ate stuff like that, but they were like, okay, we enjoy fattening food and it's good and everybody eat it. So, anyways, another scene is we were talking Carlton. They were showing basically a little about her family life. Now, I think she doesn't bluntly say in this episode that she's a witch, but she loves crosses, and it kind of her style as far as where house. If people remember, one of the first reality shows when the popularity started slowly picking up was like 2004, 2000, whatever. Ozzy Osbourne, and how they had a lot of crosses around her house and stuff, or religious imagery is what it really a lot of it had for crosses, and that's where Carl's house is. She has three. They show her 3 children. Her husband's family, has multi-million million management company for sports. So they manage a lot of people in the sports area. So they doing pretty nicely. But after them kids were studying, I don't know if she. First I thought maybe her oldest kids were homeschooled, so I don't know if they were, but I know as soon as that dad came over, okay, everybody about to start track meet, relay races, they doing, some running around and stuff like that. So, it's all about keeping as far as everybody's healthy and athletic and running around and keeping the kids active. There's nothing wrong with that. A little bit, as long as they don't go overboard. And, Carter was just saying a little bit how she just because she doesn't believe in grounding her kids, but she gives them that look if they do something wrong and stuff like that. Now she doesn't cook, she's got a potty mouth. She goes this in front of her kids, and she's just like, oh, well. And then one time, I think when her daughter said, "Am I fucking pretty?" Yeah, you are fucking alright. I remember she said something, but she's like, that's the first and only time that she cursed it, so they were just talking about it. And said, now Kyle, they end up, I think, going to Kyle around this time. She doesn't come up until mid-season, and this is, I think, right before they show, like, Lisa with her, like, picnic. And it seemed like this was purposely done where you got one take the new girls and one take, the kind of the replacement wives or whatever. Well, Brandy ain't the wife, but the replacement ladies. We're gonna say that. Now you got Kyle. She's invited Carlton, and Joyce, also those hair tossing them hoes. With her luxurious Tresemme Pantene Pro V hair, and they're talking. I mean, and this was kind of rude. Now Carlton came in, ready had scotch to give and everything, and then she was, I guess, so the reason I didn't get a chance to hear a story because as soon as she talking about the black cat was trying to attack a bird, here go Carl with her rude ass talking about in the middle of the sentence. Here go Carlton talking about and that cat. You know what? I'm gonna get something or get something out of the kitchen. And I do have to admit that it is rude. And when they're sitting at the table, they go to stories about how I guess they met their husbands. And, Lisa was telling some of her best friends grew up with Sexy Marisa, whatever the heck his name is, or something like that. Some story, like I said, y'all. Even if I watched this episode early, I'll still be tired as hell because it's just like, ugh. And, so they're talking and whatnot. And, when it goes to Carl, so somehow she got in a fight, and her husband knows her some type of club, and he, I guess, got excited about that. Then we have Joyce, and she's sitting there dragging the story, like, when I met him, I had to talk, and I was miserable, stuff like that, and, I had to get ready, and we went to the club, and then I realized, girl, this might be possible as of my dreams, and when I was a little girl, I dreamed about this, and when you do this, so it was just like dragging on the story. So, but what, all of a sudden, I think they see the bee, and I think Carl is a cow is allergic of bees, and I think somebody else was. And like Carlton's one of those people who respects every living thing to a point, even down to bugs. And I have teachers who like that. They'll respect everything, do not eat animals and everything else. But they, as far as like if needed, one of my instructors, like, I'm sorry, if a spider comes near and I'm afraid of spider, they will get smashed. And so she felt very disrespected, and thought that was cruel that they killed the bees. But there are people like that. They will speak everything, and they're trying to say. But I can understand at this point from this angle. Somebody said they're allergic and stuff like that. You have to look from this angle. They trying to save their life, so maybe their response is, it might be harder to, you're trying to save the bee, but I don't know. But I would have saved the bee. Okay, then. So once you seen the bee, and they talking about allergic, you said right there, Colin. I'm just saying. Or maybe she didn't get quick enough, or maybe because it wasn't on her side, but she was saying like she was going to save him, but she was sitting down, but, whatever. But, and then probably she was offended about being cut off by a cow earlier also. Anyways, like I said, she, blah, 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 blah. Now, I don't know who else did they really discuss anything, because like I said, it's kind of like I said, Yolanda, they were talking about, at the table, Brandy when they released and running, just her recovery session, just covering every day, and like the cows, which of course I'm basically repeating myself because, like I said, it really wasn't anything going on. But we're saying this here now. Also, one thing that stood out the highlights, well, not really highlights, but just dragging on, just say a couple more words. Now, Kim's dog, who what was his name? Mom's struggling with this, y'all. No, that's the name of her son. Well, whatever her dog's name, Chrisley, Charles, whatever his name is, Charles and Charles. Here's the problem. The dog, on the other hand, was cool at first, but this is a way that Kim has been dealing with her sobriety and with this dog, and she feels like this dog, of course, is a man and or a woman's best friend, and she feels like this, because this dog has helped her in her rough times recently and covering, in her recovery. And it was weird because here she got to. It seemed like the dog trainer was out there 5 minutes while she was talking on the phone about asking like, well, I'm just gonna, talk to her daughter like, I'm gonna go on my life and probably get some stuff done myself too, since everyone is busy or something. And then I was talking surprised the way she's talking because I don't know if she has 2 to 3 kids. Sorry about that, y'all. 2 or 3 kids, but her son. It turns out I forgot that she did have a son. Is there with her son. I'm thinking he obviously lives there with her son named Chad. But here's what happens. As soon as you're trying to get into the place finally, her dog turns to the Cujo for 2 or 3 seconds and stuff. But he's able to get him down there, and he was basically telling him, like, you gotta learn how to train this dog. He's protecting one mommy time moment. And then he was calmed down till they went outside. It was Kim, Chad, and him had went. And they ended up, sitting out there, and she's training the dog and everything else. He's trying to train the dog because when he brings out his big white dog, of course, when that was a pit bull too, right? So I'm not knowing all the type of breeds of dogs. I'm sorry, y'all. But you got Cujo, that's his name for now on. Just like he about to get probably looking at this dog as competition or try to take his mom away. You never know. But she did eventually start teaching. I was training him, and he was kind of listening to her. So hopefully the dog will eventually lose his name and get back his regular name instead of being Cujo. Now the last part is, which was really maybe good. Hopefully some sister time. You have Kim coming over, because like I said, it wasn't too much for this episode. Kim comes over to Kyle's house, and they go to the movie theater, and I guess they're gonna watch Dancing with the Stars, and a little earlier, Lisa is coming up with a new bar, and but the thing is, I guess they're trying to get permissions for certain stuff like a garden and something else in the thing. And her husband Ken is talking, and also one of the things is I know she names the place Pump. I don't know about y'all, but the first thing when I think about Pump is I don't know why I thought about a penis pump. It's just me. I'm just that type of person. But when I think about Pump, I somehow it's just that's the first thing came in. But it's supposed to be a club that's like dedicated to the gays. Her husband, her gave to charities and stuff like that. They are supporters of the gay community. So she really wants to she's open up another bar since she has a lot going on. So going back and fast forwarding to Kyle and Kim's movie night, watching Dance of Theater, and maybe Kyle would make sure we focus on the fact of those engraved, in sketched, sketched special chairs in the theater and blah blah blah. And but one part that also had caught me a little bit awkward is now remember the baby, Kyle's baby, whatever, and she was showing Kim, that the baby lost her tooth, and then here's Kim. Oh, did fairy dust come? I love fairy dust. And I'm just thinking, I hope that ain't code name for cocaine, because when I'm thinking fairy dust, I ain't thinking that it's a dollar tourist, because it's just like face up. And do y'all notice when she's doing her intro between she's standing, it looks like she's about to fall standing up. I'm just saying, I think she's sober and stuff like that, but I'm just saying, it just seemed a little awkward when she talking about the way she got looks like, ooh, I love fairy dust. Is that code name, or for some people they call when the tooth fairy visit them? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the last scene you got where Lisa's showing we're preparing and she's dancing. I guess she's trying to fake out a dance or whatever, because the way she fell was like strategically placed and they were winding and they basically were just talking about it and stuff like that. Because Kim let you know, like, well, she used to be a child actress and stuff. I think both of them were. I know Kim was. And, she's letting them know, like, I know how to fake fall, and she's not really good at fake falling, and we can tell. So they basically just mocking that, and that was in the episode. And that's into me talking about this, y'all. I'm just gonna put this, I am done. So anyways, y'all, thank y'all for watching, and like, comment, subscribe, rate, share. That's probably the same thing. Talking about some liking. Great, actually. My bad. But anyway, have a pleasant evening, have a pleasant night, have a pleasant weekend, and see y'all in the next vid, y'all.